Hi, everyone, and welcome to day 14 of my 40 to 40. 14, wow. Okay, so today we're going to talk about narcissism. We're going back to the dark side. We're going to talk about narcissism. And what do you do? How can you tell when you are dealing with a narcissist that may be family, that may be a friend, that may be a boss? So a non-romantic relationship narcissist in your life. We've all in America known what it is to experience a president as a narcissist. But what if your parent is a narcissist, your mother, your father? What if your sibling is a narcissist? What if your boss is a narcissist? What if your friend, your best friend, is a narcissist? Now, these are more complicated and simple. The romantic relationship with the narcissist can be hard because of the emotions attached and the investment that you've made in the relationship, in the person, how much you have given up of yourself as well. But let's talk about the other types of relationships we can have with people that are narcissists. A parent or parental figure. This is a tough one. Your parent, you were connected to, if they're biological, right? Physically, you were connected to this person. You came from their DNA, their body. And there is a connection there that you can't do anything about. Now, there are two camps here. You have people that will notice and figure out a toxic relationship was happening with their parent, and they cut it off completely. Now, here's a disclaimer. Narcissism, for 90-something% of the time, they're not changing, okay? So you have a parent that you're connected to, and they're a narcissist. So you have one camp, they cut their parents off. It's been so damaging to their life, so damaging to their well-being, that they have to cut ties. That's how dangerous it is for them emotionally, maybe even physically, okay? Okay, so then you have another camp, and that camp continues to try to have a relationship with their parent or parental figure with boundaries in place. So if you've ever heard of feeding with a long-handled spoon or loving from afar, etc., etc., right? And so what would that look like, a narcissist parent, especially to a child? I think we have different dynamics that go on when you're a child versus you're an adult now. So as a child, some things you might have seen is your parent making it about them all the time. It's maybe you have some parentification. Parentification is when you kind of become the parent and they're the child. You become responsible. They have reckless behavior, risky behavior, but they are very not empathetic to your needs and wants. They don't have a lot of remorse. They might be physically abusive. They might be emotionally, verbally abusive. So I saw a meme on Facebook today that talked about parents that had mental health issues but limited to no resources. And so we have to figure out how to deal with that, right? So you might see those things happening in childhood. As an adult, that parent might use or abuse you, only interact with you for gain, for something they need. Again, make it about themselves all the time. Maybe they might not give you credit or accolades for your achievements. they have a very hard time being in the traditional parent role, which is a supportive role, right? A guiding role, a leadership role for you, a loving role. Those things that we think about when we think about a parent. It is more of an adversarial relationship. It's very strained. It's very heavy. You may tend to run away from this person, the vibes or the energy, how you feel when you leave the person's presence or get off the phone with the person, you feel awful. And you don't like to engage with the parent. So you might think about those things. Remember, narcissism is a mental health issue, so these can also be coupled with other mental health issues. So we can even use the broad umbrella term of just toxic relationships, okay? So that's a parent, and you would have to decide what's best for you. I always would suggest having a counselor, a therapist, someone that can talk through this with you on how to handle that particular relationship. The other thing is, what about a boss? Now, this one is seen a lot because we know leaders or people that are usually promoted are usually charismatic. They have kind of traits of a narcissist. They can be manipulative, right? And they've convinced people that they're smart, that they're a leader, that they're worthy, all of these things. And so they get these positions of power. And are you in trouble? Boy, are you in trouble. Girl, are you in trouble if you land under a narcissist as your leader, manager, supervisor, lead. And so, again, you have different camps here. Some people are like, I'm definitely not going to take abuse at work. But I see a lot, especially in my profession, a lot of people take a lot of abuse. And some people take abuse when they're getting a lot of gain as far as financial gain, or they have a position they want to keep that's really, amazing, makes them feel important, and things like that. They will take abuse just to keep that standard of life and things like that. And so you have those. You have some that take that abuse because they need a job, they need money, they have to pay bills, they need to feed their family, and they can't. Remember, when you're in an abusive narcissistic relationship, it's hard for you to think creatively how to get out of that thing. So for the person that, is saying, hey, why would they deal with that, go get another job or whatever, when you're surviving, it's really hard to think about how you can thrive. So it would really be hard for me to think about what next job can I get, what business can I open, what kind of entrepreneurial pursuits can I go after. My mind, my executive functioning is really not there. It's turned off, and I'm surviving day to day. I'm developing sometimes maladaptive coping mechanisms to survive every day, okay? That takes a lot of energy, and it's hard to get on the other side of that. So again, you have two camps. One that's like, I refuse to deal with that. I'd rather go and, clean the rats out of the gutter before I deal with somebody talking to me crazy, treating me crazy, taking credit for my work. A lot of women that are burned out, especially Black women or women in general that are in the workplace that deal with the inequities of being a woman in the workplace, especially women in power, deal with people not giving them credit for their work, taking the credit for their work, not getting promotions, getting looked over for promotions, and things like that, being talked to any kind of way and things like that. And so, again, that you can decide whether you're going to just leave your job and not deal with that, find something else, or the other thing, again, I would just say look for therapy or counseling to decide what you should do, a plan, right? Strategize your exit and get out of there. And so you have that relationship, that narcissist relationship there. You might even have a narcissist. I didn't think about this coworker. I've had one before myself, and I reported her behind. But I dealt with her abuse for 3 years. That's another video. And tried to figure it out on my own. Eventually, I had to report the person and things like that. But what if you have a coworker that's doing that? So something to think about there as well. The other thing is, what if your sibling or your best friend is the narcissist? Now, you've chosen your best friend, maybe you've grown up with them, and many times it's hard for us to let go of people that we grew up with. We don't want to seem like a sellout or we're better now, and things like that. But if this person is constantly downplaying your, again, your achievements and accolades, who you are, who you're becoming. Again, you might have seen the meme that says, when someone says, oh, you have a little job, you got your little degree, things like that. When someone's trying to put you down, people that don't include you, or when they're around people of importance, they treat you small. Maybe they don't even throw your name in the game. You're an entrepreneur, you have a business, and they won't mention your name in any room if people needed your services or product. They're always trying to show you up, that they're better, they dress better, they look better, they have a larger house, they have the best marriage, best career, and all of these things. So assess the different relationships, because narcissism can be found in more than a romantic relationship. They can be in non-romantic relationships. Okay, so check on your coworker, check your boss. When I talk about the different signs and things you can look for, check that behavior of your parent, your sibling, your best friend. And we're not going to deal with narcissists on any front. We are going to confront that because it's very damaging to who you are. And it doesn't have to be romantic to be very damaging. And so take care of yourself. I know you can identify the signs, read up on it, and get the help that you need to get yourself through that and walk yourself through that. And remember, Coach Keisha is here if you want to talk about how to get through these things as well. Thank you so much. Peace.